One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. The only person with whom you have to compare yourself is you in the past. The mind is like an iceberg. It floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious activities of the mind. Thought is action in rehearsal. The conscious mind may be compared to a fountain playing in the sun and falling back into the great subterranean pool of subconscious from which it rises. Public self is a conditioned construct of the inner psychological self. Friendship is an art of keeping distance, while love is an art of intimacy. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. From era to era, one discovers the entire truth. A man should not strive to eliminate his complexes, but to get into accord with them. They are legitimately what direct his conduct in the world. Just as no one can be forced into belief, so no one can be forced into unbelief. The virtuous man contents himself with dreaming that which the wicked man does in actual life. The voice of the intellect is a soft one, but it does not rest until it has gained a hearing. Ultimately, after endless rebuffs, it succeeds. This is one of the few points in which one may be optimistic about the future of mankind. In the small matters, trust the mind. In the large ones, the heart. A layman will no doubt find it hard to understand how pathological disorders of the body and mind can be eliminated by mere words. He will feel that he's being asked to believe in magic. Time spent with cats is never wasted. People do not really want freedom, because freedom involves responsibility. And most people are frightened of responsibility. The first human who hurled an insult instead of a stone was the founder of civilization. The more perfect a person is on the outside, the more demons they have on the inside. The ego is not master in its own house. Love and work, work and love, that's all there is. We are what we are because we have been what we have been, and what is needed for solving the problem of human life and motives is not moral estimates, but more knowledge. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. A woman should soften, but not weaken a man. Whoever loves becomes humble. Those who love have, so to speak, pawned a part of their narcissism. The madman is a dreamer awake. He does not believe that does not live according to his belief. Men are more moral than they think, and far more immoral than they can imagine. The creative writer does the same as the child at play. He creates a world of fantasy which he takes very seriously. Neurosis is the inability to tolerate ambiguity. How bold one gets when one is sure of being loved. It is a predisposition of human nature to consider an unpleasant idea untrue, and then it is easy to find arguments against it. The more perfect a person is on the outside, the more demons they have on the inside.